Hello, people. Welcome back to another video by your good friend, Chad Marco. So, this video is called It Finally Happened, right? But what happened? Did I have sex? No. Yeah, the title was a little clickbaity, but whatever. But something very important did happen. So I got a job, right? And not a part-time job this time. I say relatively full-time. And but that's not the point either. That's only part of why I'm making this video. I like the job. I'll talk about that later. But when I say it finally happened, let me tell you guys. I've told you a few times before in the past what inspired me to go herbivore male, MGTOW, monk mode, whatever you want to call it. And the earliest inspiration was my mother. And I remember being a child and looking at my mother, and she was such a hard worker. And I always looked at her and was like, man, if she didn't have kids or these fucked up ass relationships in her life would be so much easier. And it's funny because most guys, they go MGTOW and whatnot because of what they see happening to men. And that was part of it as I got older, but that was the spark. That was the initial like light bulb over my head. Like, life is easier without sex, without relationships, without marriage, without kids. Like, that's what I believed. And that was a big part of why I went on to embrace my virginity and being single, you know. And I remember I had kind of, like, you guys know I've been a NEET for a long time, but that was never the plan. I figured I would probably have a job by like 25, right? So NEETdom was in the plans, but not as long as I ended up doing it. Because it wasn't just about being single and whatnot. You got to make the most of it. You got to make the most of not having kids. And the benefits of that is obviously like no relationship stress and drama. Yeah. But if you're working, you can save a lot of money. If you don't have to spend money on dating, on women, on children. And now that I got a job, and I had a job last time, it was a part-time job. So I had a little motion with that, but I wasn't making enough money to really make a big difference in my life. It was more like just having disposable income now, right? It's a difference. And look, you guys know I've been happy. I've been happy since I was about 25. I've been a very happy camper. But getting this job, I'm not gonna lie, has elevated me to a different level of not just happiness, but just overall well-being, my relationship with my mother, my self-esteem. Like, I mean, I hit a whole new level. I'm just being honest. I hit a whole new level with this shit. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that now I am living the culmination of that goal, that vision, that idea, my philosophy that I had that started with seeing my mother and realizing that, as fucked up as it sounds, you're probably better off without relationships, without sex, without children. I know, right? Elon Musk, he's going to be pissed hearing this, but it's the fucking truth. And I'm living it now. And it's amazing because when I say it finally happened, it's like I'm here. I'm living the vision. I'm living, like, I am now. You guys know when I made that video, what's most important in life, and I talked about like self-mastery and whatnot. And there's that picture that I use, I think in the thumbnail, that's from Hajimeno Ippo. When Ippo was like, I want to know what it feels like. Like, what does it feel like to be strong? Or like those guys, like, and like the way he envisioned it, he saw like the best boxers standing on top of these large pillars. And he wanted to know, what is it like to be that high, right? To reach that height, those heights of greatness. And it's weird because I wake up one day and I realize that I'm now standing on that pillar and like I'm there. Now it's not over. Like there are new heights that I want to reach. I'm not saying like I'm done, but this was one of those important milestones, right, that I set for myself years ago, and I'm here. And it's like, whoa, I finally made it. And again, it's like my philosophy, my life philosophy, right? I have living, breathing experience that what I said, what I thought was right, that was true. It's not an idea anymore. I'm here, and it's like, damn, I was fucking right. And what really hammers it home is that I look at the people around me who didn't do as I did and how they're suffering, you know? I ran into an old friend the other day, and we were talking about, you know, just life in general, just catching up. He's a childhood friend. You know, we were both talking about how like it's grind season. Like we just, man, we gotta just grind and level up and do this. We got so much we want to do. And I remember I said, you know, it's really challenging having a job and trying to do all the other things you got to do, like the chores, working out and all that. And he was like, no, it's hard when you got kids. It's hard. And we both started laughing. And I love that he said that. I mean, it's fucked up, but it's that whenever I talk to people who have kids, I tend to avoid that. Because what he said is true. I tend to avoid it because I know how people love their kids. And so I don't want to talk about their kids like their children are a burden. But he was like, yeah, man, fuck it. It's hard. And the other night, a few weeks ago or whatever, another friend came knocking on my door. And he was drunk and he came in my room, good friend. And he was like, man, don't ever have sex, bruh. Like, don't ever get no girlfriend, bruh. Right? And so he got insane baby mama drama and got kids with her and all that. And I've just seen how that has just made his life a living hell, right? And I'm sure he loves his kids and does his best for his kids. But I see the stress. I see the drama. I see the cause. I see it all. You know, and I ran into the husband or the ex-husband of the woman that owned the cleaning company that I used to work for. I ran into him recently. They got divorced. And I remember when I first started working there, I was looking at them because we went to school together. And I was like, yo, this is like one of the first like healthy relationships I've seen, at least on the surface. And then over time, you know, the husband, I heard he was cheating on her and got a girl pregnant. She ended up started going out with a girl. So she was going both ways, like basically, and they ended up getting divorced. So a lot of drama. And the reason why I bring up these different examples is because, and I'm not lying when I say this with 100% honesty. From the time I was a child to now, I have never seen a healthy relationship in my life. Not in real life. Nobody that I know, family, friends, nothing. I haven't met anybody where, according to my interpretation and analysis of their relationship, that they benefited more than they lost as a result of the relationship, of the sex, of the children, of the marriage. I never. Another example, my niece, her dad, he got with a woman who already had children. And so that child, the male, he grew up and got involved in like gangs and whatnot. And so recently his gang or criminal activity has come home to roost. And so he got their house shot up. Now he's in prison apparently for aggravated murder. But it's just like every story, every relationship that I see that's within proximity of me or my family is bad. And I'm sitting here single, virginal, and I'm happy. I'm at peace. Like I'm just like, it's like sometimes I feel like, what did I do to deserve so much peace in my life? So much harmonious balance. And I know it's not all just me being a virgin. I know it's not all just me not dealing with women, but I know for a fact that is a significant part of it. I ran into another friend. Now he got problems of his own in terms of relationships, but he was telling me about another friend that we know. And I thought this friend had a good relationship. Turns out he had moved out of state with his girl. You ever read the book, The Predatory Female? That's, they isolate you from your friends and family. He moved out of state with his girl, and now he dying to come back home because things aren't going well anymore. He hyper invested into the relationship to the point where he left his damn home, and now things aren't going right. So when I tell you, I have never seen a healthy relationship in my life. I have never seen a healthy relationship in my entire life. And it's not that I don't believe that it's possible. I'm saying that I've just never seen it. And so I understand where people are coming from when they tell me, oh, E-Man or Chad, man, you can get girls, you can do this, you can do that. But you got to understand why I am the way that I am. I'm not like this for no reason. I'm the way that I am because I've never seen a healthy example of a relationship. I've never seen people actually benefit from sexual activity. I've never seen a good example of a father or mother. And maybe it's a black thing. Maybe this is just what it's like in the black community. Maybe that's what it is. But now more than ever, I know that I made the right decision. I made that video years ago. Embracing my virginity was the best decision I ever made. I feel it even more now. Because now I have the difference between then and now is that then I was just happy. Now I'm happy and I'm becoming a responsible adult. I got my driver's license this year. I got a new car because remember that car accident? We got the settlement, and so we got a new car from that. I got this job. I'm spending money. I'm investing money. I'm saving money. I'm giving my mom money. I mean, life is just good right now for me. I can't even lie. And I know I would not be like this if I had spent my 20s chasing after women. If I spent my 20s chasing after girls. Because who knows how many kids I would have now, and then I'll be struggling trying to feed them and take care of them or taking care of the girl. And instead of having to do all that, I'm able to just invest into myself, invest into my family, and just enjoy my life, dude. And I know I sound very happy as I say all this, and I am, but it's bittersweet too. It's bittersweet because it's not supposed to be this way. Why is sex, why is relationships so detrimental to us? Why is it so bad? And not just for men, because I've seen the same thing for women. Again, it was my mom's experiences that inspired me, that made me want to walk this path. And of course, I see that with my sister, my half brother. It's like I see it all the time. What is it about sex and relationships that's just like ruinous to us nowadays? Like I said, is it a black, like maybe some of you guys are white and you guys have things different in your community? Because I know I see like Indian men and white guys who are incels, and they just feel bad about being virgins. They feel bad. They feel bad about being single. But me, as a black man in the black community, I never felt bad about it because I just see nothing but negativity resulting from. I don't see good examples, and it's bittersweet because I know it's not supposed to be that way. Having children, having a woman in your life, having sex, these are supposed to be positive things. These are supposed to be things that enrich your life, that inspire you to want to live life and whatnot. And when I look at the people around me, all it's done is subtract. All it's done is take, stress, destroy, incarcerate.
I called y'all because I'm trying to exit, and he's doing too much. Shut up, talking to me. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him. I'm not talking to you.
Can I go get my paper?
Who dismissed?
It's dismissed. I'll go get it for you.
Okay, you go ahead and we gotta detain you. You're like you don't want to cooperate.
You don't have to put me in cuffs though, bro.
Oh yeah, we do. See, anytime somebody don't want to cooperate, they want to go. Well, listen, I understand that.
cars. It's just bad. And I think back to that comment by Hellbreaker that I responded to in one of the older comments videos, where he was essentially talking about how guys don't know how good they have it by being single and not having sex and whatnot. And it was a great comment. It was brutal, but it was just very on point with how dating and relationships are in our current times. And it's fucked up. It's fucked up that he's right, that I'm right, but it is what it is. And maybe some of you guys out there, maybe you've had good relationships, maybe you've had good girlfriends, maybe you're in a good relationship, and more power to you. You know, I'm not saying this to try to undermine maybe the fact that you've seen successful examples of healthy relationships. Maybe you've experienced it yourself. I'm just saying that my strategy, my philosophy works because I'm living it. And for a long time, it's still been kind of an idea. But now that the job changed everything, because the fact is, the financial aspect of our lives is important too. And that tends to be a significant way in which children and women tend to cost us. And so now that I'm getting it, I don't have those costs. Like, I predict, and there's no reason to think that I'm wrong, because again, like, my vision has been on point to here. I predict by the end of next year, I'll probably have a couple $1,000s saved up. Just real shit. I'll probably have a couple $1,000s saved up. I'm going to be in a better position than a lot of the people that I know, people I grew up with, who were way ahead of me, right? Had jobs before me, girls before me, cars before me. I'm going to be in a better position by the end of next year. I'm going to be in a better position than them, without a doubt. If I just stay consistent and stay working hard and keep focused the way that I am now, without a doubt. And I gotta be honest, it feels good. Not in a sense of like, haha, but just like I'm living my ideal now. I'm here. My philosophy, I worked for it, I sacrificed for it, I grinded for it, I believed in it, and I'm here. Fuck. Oh, man. But again, it's not over. You know, I still, you know, not to say that I'm just satisfied with everything. I want to take my music to new heights. My being a content creator, I hate that fucking term, but still, yeah, streamer, whatever. I still want to take that to you know, as high as level as I possibly can. My fitness, making more money, doing more for my family, for my household, for my mother. Like, I still got a lot of potential to tap into. It's not over, but I've just reached a point where I feel more well-rounded and more complete than I ever have, you know? And I think in a sense, I kind of underestimated how good getting to this point would feel, right? And it's not so much the job, it's the income and how it's improved my relationship with my family. When you are a black man with a job, it's kind of like I always tell you guys, like, standards are different in the black community. And that's part of the reason why I was able to get away with being a NEET for so long. Because for my family, for my mom, just the fact that I wasn't getting in trouble, just the fact that I was out here chasing after girls, making babies and getting locked up, that was a win, because that's what ends up happening to a lot of guys, a lot of young black men. And I avoided the bullshit. I just wasn't doing enough as far as like generating income and whatnot. But I was doing everything else right, helping out around the house and contributing any way that I could. But that was the one thing. And now that I got it, it's like, boom, right? It's like, whoa, like, man, like, just how it's opened up my life a lot more. Get in the car and whatnot. You know, like today I drove downtown and spent like 2 hours in the coffee shop reading and drinking coffee. Like, me, right? My insane ass in a coffee shop just relaxing. It's crazy, man. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video because I've reached a significant milestone in my life. I think back to another video where called "Do Not Mistake My Happiness for Complacency," and I remember during that time there were people that I saw that were doubting me, that were criticizing me, and not realizing the time that it takes and the work I was putting in to put myself in the position that I am now. You know, people look at you and they see that you're not here or there, and they take that and they're like, well, he just ain't doing shit. I wouldn't be here today if I wasn't working from the point of my early 20s to now. Maybe I wasn't working or doing things in the order of other people, but I was always grinding. I was always striving to be better because I believed in my potential and I believed in myself. And that's another satisfaction that I have now, because I know there were people that doubted me. And I'm not saying that like, oh, I'm a millionaire now or some shit like, but it ain't about that. It ain't about, you know, flexing on anybody. It's about the fact that I've reached the goal that I set for myself, and I'm here now. I'm living it now. When people thought that I couldn't, when people didn't understand my philosophy and what the fuck I was talking about, you know, when you got your friend knocking on the door drunk telling you not to have sex, it's like, nigga, this is what I've been talking about. Right? Like, yeah. Crazy Chad Marco. Oh my God. And then here I am just sitting atop this pillar wondering what's next. What height am I going to try to reach next? But I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I will see you in the next. So, Johnny.